Hi guys, Brain here, and I'm recording this immediately after yesterday's video. I'm sure you can tell because I look the same, but like, it just occurred to me while I was sitting here making that video that another thought occurred to me. Like I hit end record and something else occurred to me. Because yesterday's video was talking about how DBD and Behavior keep putting out this 1v1 oppressive killers to save time for the 4v1, right? Even though the 4v1 needs to be looked at. That's the 4v1 is the problem, but instead of fixing that problem, they're focusing on the 1v1 and putting out 1v1 oppressive killers. And I've been thinking that I'm like Nemesis, Trickster, right? Nemesis, Trickster, Twins. All these killers are really oppressive in chase. Like really, really oppressive. Like Nemesis has the pallet situation where no matter what he does with his tentacle, he wins somehow. We have Trickster, obviously, if you're in line of sight or out of position, you just kind of die for free. And even if you're in chase at a safe loop, if there's any sort of gaps, you still get whittled down over time. Twins, obviously, if you're injured at all, Victor literally moves way faster than you ever could hope to, and he catches up no matter what. You just gotta hope that they're bad with pouncing as Victor. And then we can go even further back before that with Deathslinger and Spirit and that sort of thing. This has been a trend for a long time, and there's been little breaks. We've had Blight as the rush killer. Pyramid Head also was another one I was missing. Knew I was missing somebody. He's anti-chase too, but it's been for almost over a year. Besides Blight, who's more of a rush killer, but even I would argue he's kind of anti-chase to some extent. It's been anti-chase killers this entire time. That's what they've been doing. It's just been, oh, Pinhead. I completely forgot about NFT Man, but he's also about, I chain you or I chain hunt you, and so I can hit you easier, right? His is a little bit more complicated, but if you really think about it, have they had an original killer idea in terms of their power? Has there been an original killer power idea in a year or more? Or has it all been just, hey, this is an anti-chase killer, but they also do this, or they anti-chase by doing this instead? Twins is anti-chase, but they have good slugging power. Pyramid is anti-chase, but he also has the Cage of Atonement, which helps you tunnel. Oh, this is Pinhead. He's more anti-chase, but he functions more like Nurse, and he also has Chain Hunt, which is kind of map-wide slowdown as well. Has every killer lately just had anti-chase powers? But that, I was just thinking, I'm over the past year, there really haven't been any other kinds of killers besides anti-chase killers. It made me think, I'm do they have any more ideas? If they run out of ideas for killers, do they really just obviously we got another one coming over the horizon very, very soon, and by the time I upload this video, there may have been the PTB already, so we kind of have an idea, but I can guarantee you it's probably anti-chase. But I just don't. I can't phrase it any other way. It's dawned upon me that I don't think they have any other killer ideas. They don't have any more ideas on what kind of killers to make. They just don't. They haven't even all killers are derivatives of an anti-chase, and have been for a long time. And they kind of went sort of outside the box with Blight with his rushing, because we have some rush killers. We have Oni and Billy. But for the most part, all the recent killers have just been anti-chase peepos. And they've all, in a sense, done the same thing, just in different ways. And I think that's why a lot of Survivor mains are very upset with the game, and have been for a while. Because essentially, anti-chase killers kind of remove your ability as a survivor to show off your skill, right? Even if you're playing somebody who I Pyramid Head or Pinhead, both of the heads, who their M2s are kind of hard to hit and require a lot of skill. Even then, even if you do that, it is just kind of removing the survivor's skill. You can't really show your skill against those killers. So when you're in that situation where every killer for almost a full year kind of that comes out kind of just nullifies your skill and nullifies your ability to show off how good you are and the things you've learned in this game, I think that's very natural to be upset and to hate that, because they're like, hey, guess what? New killer coming out. Guess what? It's another anti-chase killer, and like most of the player base, because most of the player base are survivors, just numerically go, oh great, I just don't get to show off my chase skills again with another killer. And eventually it's going to get to the point where, if it isn't already, that like most of the killers in the game are anti-chase, and most of the survivors in the game just realize that, you know, my skill and the effort I put into this game just doesn't matter. And that sucks. That really sucks. And I don't think it's malicious. I really don't think it is. I think it just seems like they don't have any other ideas, and they don't want to slow down to take time to come up with new ideas. Like, do you even remember the last time we got a stealth killer? Was that literally just Ghostface? But they haven't even done like old derivatives, right? Because like every character has essentially been a derivative of like Doctor from this point, right? Because Doctor was like the big boy anti-chase by shocking you to prevent you from using things, and every character has been a more an oppressive and angrier version of Doctor since then, for the most part. Has there been, like, have we had any other like derivatives? Like Blight's been the closest thing we've had as a rush killer, but like they're not even going to old like archetypes. Like it's all been the anti-chase archetype with a little bit of something. Like we're not even at the point where like we're asking for a new archetype, because I would love that, but it doesn't even seem like they're not even using their old archetypes. They're not even making old archetypes of different kinds of characters that they've made. It's literally been derivatives of anti-chase this entire time. And I just think that will eventually, you know, kipping off of what I said in the last video, I think that will eventually kill this game. I really think it will. That's pretty doom and gloom, but like if you take a majority of your player base, which are survivors, and you say your skill doesn't matter, eventually people are not going to play this game. Like if you keep making, if a majority of their opponents, their whole like spiel, their whole power is making sure that you can't show your skill, eventually people will get sick of that and not want to play the game anymore. Like people will be like, well, if my skill doesn't matter, F this, I'm leaving. Right? So I don't think they're I don't think they're understanding the implications of like the direction they're taking with their killers. I don't think they are understanding the gravity of the annoyingness that they're causing and the state of the game and where it's headed. So that's kind of spooky. But yeah, I think I've ranted enough about that. I kind of want to stay remotely positive about this game, so I'm gonna cap that thought right there. But thank you so much for watching, friendos. I really appreciate you spending time with me today. If you liked this video, make sure you actually like it down here. And if you want to stick around and see more of my videos, so I do upload daily, make sure you hit the sub-aroni button, because that's how it'll show up on your homepage. Other than that, I think of anything else for you, friendo. Thank you so much for watching. And if I don't see you in the next video, I will see you when I see you, friends. Goodbye.